All right, guys, it is an exciting day because today we're going to be testing out the new Titleist T-Series irons. All right, we're at the beautiful practice facility here at GlenArbor. In a minute, we're going to meet up with Andy Inman, who is Titleist Northeast Regional Fitting Leader. And you might remember Andy from our TSI driver fitting. If you guys didn't check that out, go back and check it out. But today, we're gonna leave nothing on the table. We're testing it all. We're gonna test the T100, the T100S, the T200, and the T300 irons to see what fit our game best and to give you guys an idea of what might fit you best. And also, stay tuned because we're also going to give away a full set of the new Titleist T-Series irons to one of you. Stay tuned for details. We'll tell you how you can enter, but let's go meet up with Andy and get started. All right, I see Mike's already been warming up.
Yeah, there you go. I'm ready to go. Let's go meet Andy. Andy, good to see you again, man.
It's great to see you.
So
great to be with you guys.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And last time we were with you, we were drivers only.
Drivers only, and we had a cold, wet day at Westchester, and now we've got a smoking hot day at GlenArbor. So you guys always bring the extreme weather.
We've got extreme weather. but you had a good point before. You said last time we were fitting for a club that we just want to send. This is different.
Absolutely. So on an iron fitting, we get a little different. Irons are a package deal, and we want specific numbers, specific yardages for each club. They need to do a specific thing. But not only do they need to get that distance that we want, they got to stop.
Right.
So our metrics that we're looking for are a little different coming from driver fitting to iron fitting. We're not going to be looking as much at launch angle, but we are going to be looking at spin, and we're going to be looking at landing angle. We're going to have him hit a couple shots. It takes 2, 3, 4, however many it takes until Mike turns around and tells me, Andy, that's as good as I can hit it. And I'm going to look at those numbers. We're going to talk about those numbers, what's good, and what potentially there is room for improvement on those numbers. Okay. We're going to let TrackMan, our little orange friend here, help us out so we can get some good data.
Excellent. Let's
Excellent.
do it.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. Let's go.
So we're going to talk very specifically about carry numbers. So here we have one that was right on what you were expecting, 169.4 carry, and that's with today's conditions. I got normalization turned off. Spin rate of 7,600, landing angle of 41 degrees. So very generally, you can take the club, flip it over, look at the number on it, and multiply it by 1,000 in the middle of your set. So a 7-iron, 7,000 is roughly where we'd like to be. So if we look at your numbers, your spin's a little high, your landing angle's a little low. It gives me an opportunity for improvement. If this spin was 7,000 and that landing angle is 50 degrees, then we're looking at any pin we want. Okay. I definitely want to see 45 as sort of my metric. Okay. It's where I want to get to. Doesn't mean we're going to get there. Right. But it's my goal. Okay. Now, having said that, with a 7-iron, wherever we end up and whatever model head we do, whatever that landing angle we can get to, then my job is to keep that up into the bag as far as I can go. So I want to keep an appropriate spin. Now, 7,000 is not going to be the spin for a 5-iron or a 4-iron. It's going to be less. But I still want to keep that landing angle so that you can look at that same front pin from further away now.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you're a pro at this. Yeah. So if you had to guess by just watching a few of my swings, where do you think I'll end up?
I'm going to guess T100S to T200. I'm going to bet it's a blended set. That's my guess going forward. I have no idea. Okay. From my experience in the past 2 months of doing these tour level fittings and our club pro fittings and now our consumer fittings, it's been very popular to do T100S, T200 blend. So we'll see what happens.
Right. We'll see.
I don't know.
Okay, so while Andy's over there setting up some clubs for Mike to test, and at the risk of speaking in generalities, because one thing I want to definitely drive home, you're going to hear Andy say it, and it's been our experience, is to not pigeonhole yourself, really open yourself up to all the options, try them all, because you really don't know what's going to work for you. But if we're speaking in generalities about this new lineup, your T100s, those are going to be your real tour level irons. Those are going to be for your players, the people who want to really be able to shape the ball. The T100S is going to be very similar, a little bit stronger lofted. There's also slight nuances in each one of these, but I'm trying to, again, speak in a little bit of generalities. Then you have your T200s, which is most of what I'm gaming in my set right now. That's going to be your player's iron that's a little bit more forgiveness. And I like that. And one thing you heard Andy say it, and it's one thing that's so important to understand, is a fitting should really fit you for your less than perfect shots, right? Because those happen out there. And if you can make your misses better, you're gonna make yourself a better golfer. So that's where I've always liked the T200s. We'll see where we end up. But then there's also the T300, and that's going to be your most forgiving in the lineup. In fact, we talk about blended sets, and I will talk to Andy about it during my fitting, but I ended up with a blended set with my 4 and 5 iron in the T300 because that's where I needed the most forgiveness. So that's the generalities, but again, the most important thing is going to be to try and test because you never quite know what might fit your individual ball striking. So remember that.
All right, so Andy, you said to jump off, you try to replicate what I came in playing, so T200 with the same shaft.
Yeah, I like to start at the same point just so we can see if there's a big difference in technology or if you're hitting them exactly the same. So here is the new T200 with the exact shaft you're used to playing. There's the Modus 120 stiff, standard length, exact same swing weight. We measured your club. You're playing at a standard D2 swing weight. That's our target goal for building clubs, unless the player specifically asks for something different.
Generally, Andy,
yes.
what are the differences coming from the last generation T200s to this T200?
Well, as you can see, there's a little difference in the look on the back. So all the technology we were showing you in last year's first generation T200, we've kind of hidden under the hood. But the big thing is the blade length and the offset. So first generation T200 was a fantastic product for it. It performed great. For some of my players who had a preference in look of the club, to looking down at the club and doing a break of set, it had more offset than the T100 and T100S, and it had a longer blade length. The T200 now has the same blade length, and it has the same offset as T100S and T100. Very easy to blend sets now. It does have a slightly thicker top line, but it's pretty minor.
Because it has to be aesthetically pleasing too, right?
It's got to look good.
You know, it's got to look good out there, right? So,
right?
All right, T200, let's go.
So it went a couple yards further, spins down a little bit, landing angle is up a little bit.
So up to 45.
If we did nothing else today, we just improved your scoreability to a front pin by a small amount, a good amount.
Cool, all right, we'll see you.
So yeah, we're good to go. Let's do a whole
we
set.
want more. We want more. We always want more.
We do want more.
But that's impressive. So 41 to 45.
Yeah.
And spin rate from 76 down to 73.
Right. Right. So improvement.
Improvement.
Is there room for more? I'm a greedy fitter. I've been called a greedy. I'm always looking for that last little bit.
Absolutely.
So let's hit one more to confirm that, and then we're going to change heads on you.
All right, so that was pretty promising, but we're gonna get more, hopefully. So I'm gonna go start the T100s, then the T100S, and then the T300s we're gonna finish with. So we have 3 more sets to go through, and let's see if we can get greedy, like Andy said, and get a little bit more out of this.
This is different because you were used to the lofts, what I'll call modern lofts of T200. And the new T200 is right in that same family. This is now back to traditional lofts.
Okay.
You kind of guessed it when we started our player interview process that you may not be this player.
Yeah.
But I don't want to assume anything. I want you to hit it. Maybe it goes, maybe just the numbers are better. Let's find out. Right. We know it's the right shaft already. It's what you're used to, and we've confirmed it with some good hits already. Let's see what happens.
I really like the way this feels.
This is very common. So folks, we just had him hit T100. And we got to talk about why this feels so good. One, again, the shaft is something he's familiar with. The quality of his strikes today has shown me that this is a very good shaft for him, so we're not going to chase anything with the shaft. In a T100, there's 80 grams of D18 tungsten in this club. So this is a very, very forgiving club that happens to look like a blade, okay? So this is the #1 played model, not brand, model across all tours. So there's a reason why our pros like this. We're doing something right here. But what's the main difference other than the aesthetics between first generation and the new T100? We got our wedge team involved in the sole. So this has some grind to it from Aaron Dill and our wedge guys that get it going through the turf and out of the turf faster. We reduced the bounce on the heel of the club. When you've got a ball that's slightly below your feet and you know the heel's going to hit first, you don't want it catching because that ball just snaps left and goes nowhere for you, right? So we want it to go fast when it's catching here. But what about that swing when we come over the top a little bit and our legs get a little lazy, maybe a back 9 tired swing, and we come in a little steep? I know you know this because I can see the shot pattern, right? Yep. Where the toe gets deep, the toe has more bounce. So it's actually got a radius to it. It's less bounce on the heel, more bounce on the toe. So it gets in and out of the turf faster. That's what you just noticed in three swings. Yeah. It got through. That last shot you hit, I could tell it was about a groove heavy. Got a little bit of turf first. It didn't lose anything because it got into that ball fast. Yeah. That's where I was thinking, I was taking my professional guess where I think we're gonna end up T100S, because this, with traditional loss, we lost too much yardage. Right. We're down to 155 from 170. I'm, again, greedy fitter. I don't like that, but I did see that land angle go up, so there's potential there. Yeah. Okay. So let's try the T100S, which has the same sole. So I'm guessing you're gonna like the way it goes through the turf. Let's find out.
All right, T100S.
So, again, spin was a little high, a little excessive cut across it. Landing angle is the same. We're hitting it roughly the same as the T100. We didn't see a big difference between T100 and T100S for you. Okay. That's okay. All right. T100S this generation is actually a different club. It's not just engineered 2 degrees stronger. It has a channel cut out of the back of the face. If we look at it here, we've got a little channel cut out, backfilled with a very lightweight polymer. We mentioned there was 80 grams of D18 tungsten. This club has 90 grams of D18 tungsten, low in the heel and toe. So this, with that slightly stronger loft, for most players is going to go just a little bit further. For you, this is why we don't say everybody does everything. It didn't go any further. This was the same as T100 for you. And we can decide whether that 15 yards loss with better landing angle is better. I think 15 yards is personally a little much to lose. Let's try T300 just to see what happens. Okay. And maybe I'm completely wrong. I'll get you in a whole set of 300s.
Okay. Let's see.
Ooh, that sounded crisp.
Awfully good.
Yeah.
Awfully good. Let's talk about that one shot. We've hit it further. Now we're out at 175. Perfect spin and better landing angle.
Yeah, we're onto something.
So we're onto something here. So again, the greedy fitter, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the ideal spin so it can play in all wind conditions, and I'm looking for that landing angle so I can stop it near a front pin. Your current set of clubs was spinning in the 74, 7500 range and landing at 40, 41, 42 max. This last shot, 6800 RPM a spin, 44.2 degree landing angle. Better. And it happens to be 5 yards further. So this performed the best so far. I'd still like that spin up a little higher or the landing angle up a little higher. Okay. And that's okay. But we're seeing that 100, possibly 100S was not a good guess on my part. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. You did like the way they went through the turf. I did. And that sole, that new sole really made a difference for you, but it took off too much yardage for you, the way your swing is in performing for you.
So, Golf for Dummies 101. Yep. Why did the 300 go 15 yards further than the 100?
Okay, so similar lofts to the T200 still. It's not like they're jacked another 5 degrees. I believe it's just one more degree stronger. But now we have a completely unsupported face with max impact pad in the back, and I've got a variable face thickness on our face, which means I'm getting similar ball speeds from a huge area. Got it. You can get a strike where my thumbprint is, the ball speed you expect, but also get it from there and there. That's a pretty wide range. Right, exactly. That's why it's so forgiving. We just got such a big area, and we won't call it a sweet spot because the sweet spot's technically one tiny little point. Effective hitting area where we get the same performance. You, the player, will know. It's like, I didn't quite get that. But your buddies are gonna go, great shot, because they don't know. They don't know where you hit it. They don't have the feel you have. They don't have the sound of being right on top of the ball. Yeah. They just see where the ball went, and it's sitting by the pin, and you know you didn't hit it perfect. Right. Yep. That's effective hitting area.
There you go. Right? There you go. And listen, the 300s, the 100s, like, the misconception of blades are sexy. I'm gonna tell you something, birdies are sexy.
Birdies are sexy.
Exactly, so birdies are sexy.
Well, again, you don't even need TrackMan to see it. That had more spin, but less curve.
Yeah, I love the way that looks and feels.
All right, excitement here. You ready for excitement?
Here we go, let's do it.
Sorry, iPad overheated, so we're onto the phone. 7,100 spin.
Okay, sweet. Perfect,
so we went to a brand new Pro V1 Ecstasy from Tour
average.
44.6 degree landing angle. Where were you before? 41. We improved. What do you think your distance carry was?
I'm gonna go 180.
184.6. So we just gained a club without and we didn't do it the wrong way. We didn't do it by lowering spin and having what I'll call a flyer, right? Yeah. It didn't get out there because it was 5,000 RPM a spin. It got out there with the correct spin, with better landing angle than yours, and it's a club further downrange. So randomly, this was the last one we chose, and it just happened to work the best.
Hey, that's why you're a fitter and not a guesser.
Exactly. I don't go to Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see if it's the right club, how far up into the bag it needs to go. Okay. Let's find out. So we got a 7-iron that we're happy with, which means there's no blending going down from this. We're gonna go right down to whichever wedge, pitching wedge or gap wedge. We'll talk about that in a second. But we gotta determine, is this the right 4-iron for you?
Okay.
Is it the right 5-iron for you? Let's find out.
Gotcha.
Hey, those numbers don't lie, huh?
No, definitely don't lie. It just feels good. You get dialed in, you know?
What makes a club earn a spot in the bag? We want to have 5 miles an hour difference in ball speed from one club to the next. We want to keep that landing angle. If the landing angle drops 3 or 4 degrees, I'm going to go to a bigger chassis. The head is what I call the chassis. So if I need more ball speed or I need more height, I'm going to change the chassis on you. So we just saw what we can do with a 7-iron. This needs to be 10 miles an hour faster.
We've got to juice this about 140 plus here.
Yeah, close. 138, 139 at least. That was awfully good, my friend. Yeah. There's your 5-iron. 141.
10.
So we did a couple of things. Remember I said the spin wasn't going to remain the same because it's now a 5-iron. A 5-iron shouldn't spin 7,000 RPM. It should be around 5,000. This is a little bit higher than 5,000. It's fine. But look at our landing angle.
Yeah, wow.
So this confirms, this really confirms how good the 7-iron was for you. Because if you're in the same club that you can hit a 5-iron that has the same or even stronger landing angle, now at 205, you just looked at a front pin at wing foot.
All right, so that kind of confirms what I had said earlier, to just make sure you test everything, because even Andy, who's been doing this for a long time, you guess, but that doesn't necessarily mean where it's going to be for the individual golfer. So we're learning a lot watching Mike. But also, guys, I'm going to get fit in a second. Stay tuned. We are going to tell you how to enter to win your own set of either T100, T100S, T200, or T300 irons. Excited to give those away, so stay tuned. We will give you more details of that. We're just putting the finishing touches here, fine-tuning Mike's setup, and then I'm going to dive in and hit some myself.
Sorry I left you the Panama Canal over there.
I like to tell people, give me a little evidence you were here. Tell me you were here. So here is your current club. T200 head, the exact same Project X LZ 5.5 115 gram shaft.
Yep.
Same length. We're gonna try it. Let's see what happens.
Good strike, man. How's that feel?
Terrific.
Yeah, right? Terrific.
Okay, we've now had an iPad overheat and a TrackMan overheat, so if you guys don't know how hot it is out here, that should give you an idea.
By the look of your back of your shirt, you're next.
That should give you an idea.
You just hit that club. 48 degrees of landing angle at 7,400 RPM.
That's what we want.
That is pretty darn close.
Want.
We did nothing but go from first generation to current generation T200 and improved the metrics that were there to be improved. And your spin was too low before and too low of landing angle by a lot. Now we're on the high side of spin and just about perfect landing angle. You are now looking at pins you have not been able to look at before. All right, so
I like this. It feels great. I'm happy.
This is awfully good. If you notice what the blue circle is there, we talk about flatline ball speeds. It's not a blue circle that's going north and south.
Right.
It's a blue circle that's going east and west. That means I've got consistent ball speed. Those flaws are basically the subtle differences in the quality of your swing, changing just slightly. Yeah. But all three of those are on the green. What you guys on camera can't really see is, okay, that looks like a wide screen on a TrackMan, but TrackMan will scale the left and right depending on where the shots go. This shot is +6 paces, 6 right, and these are 6 left.
Okay, all right.
All right, it gives a little perspective.
Not nearly as bad as
all three of those are in the middle of the green, not edge to edge, not even close to edge or edge to edge. Okay. This is pretty cool. So we're on to something there. Now, we didn't come to hit one club.
No, we didn't.
I'm going to put you back to the T100.
Love it.
Go T200 and finish on 3. Even with you had 2 good strikes in there, they were significantly shorter. Remember, what is T100? It's traditional loft now, so it's much weaker. That's more like your 8.5 iron, right? And because we got such good spin and land angle out of the T200, there really is no reason to go back unless for some reason you just want to go to a smaller looking head, which is player
I don't care what it looks like as long as it puts me on the green.
That's it, man.
So it happens to look really good.
Yeah.
But there's no reason for us to play T100. Now you hit behind it there.
It felt good even on a miss is what I'm trying to think, you know.
This not only felt good, it was a miss. You hit behind the ball.
Yeah.
It was about an inch behind it, but remember we talked about that sole.
Yes.
On the T100 and T100S.
The turf interaction.
The turf interaction is so amazing
Yeah.
that you got away with about an inch behind the ball. You carried it 161 with decent spin. We wouldn't expect the spin to be at 7,000 when you hit the ground first.
No.
But it's at 65.28, pretty good. 47-degree landing angle. That's a phenomenal miss, right? So maybe there's the opportunity to think, hey,
Potentially.
right? There's potential there. Player preference now. We've got 2 7-irons that perform very well for you. Let's try the T300.
That's a good problem to have when
Good
you have.
problem.
Yeah, 300.
Let's find out.
That sounded good.
So
Now
if
we-
we were fitting strictly on distance, you'd be like, oh, this is it.
All right,
But
no, so-
that's not the game.
Right, so if I was wearing a different hat, and we'll leave all other companies out of it.
Fine,
But
yeah.
a lot of companies will just say, hey, my 7-iron goes further. This is better. Let's back up a second. Wait a minute. What's the goal of a 7-iron? What's the goal of any iron in your bag? Other than driver, and maybe a 3-wood if you're using it as an alternate driver, but we're trying to get close to a pin somewhere along the line in the game of golf. We're trying to get close to a pin and make a putt.
Right.
If I can give you a club that has the opportunity on a good shot to stop closer to that pin and hold it, we're going to score better.
100.
So here's a great example of a club that went further and has decent metrics.
Yeah.
If we saw nothing else today, hey, this is a pretty good club. You hit it nice and far. Great. You hit a 175-yard 7-iron in the air, 185 total. But it doesn't pass the eye test compared to the 2 that we just hit that went 15 yards shorter, but held.
Yeah.
So you could just hit the 6-iron in the other set, what you just did here. You have a set of clubs. It's not one club. But that one club will also have stronger landing angle and better spin. So that 6-iron will perform better than this 7-iron.
Yeah.
That's
Makes total
key.
sense. Yeah.
We're going to leave it right now between T100S and T200.
Yeah.
And we haven't even decided. I'm not even going to let you decide that yet because
Okay.
they're both good.
Okay.
All right.
It's a mystery to
It
be
is, yeah.
solved.
I'm going to have you hit 2 9-irons. And where we're deciding between is between 100S and 200. I'm not going to let you see which is which.
Okay. I like this little blind
peeking,
test
no
here.
peeking.
So blind test.
So we don't know which is which.
Blind test. So I'm going to ask you. You're going to hit both of these because I want a number on both.
Okay.
But you can't tell me which is which right now.
No, they do look, yeah.
So here's a T100S and a T200 just from address position.
Yep.
I want you to hit the one you want it to be emotionally, visually.
Yeah.
What stimulates
Yeah,
your
it's
eye
this
the
one.
best? Hit that one first.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't know
look
why.
at, don't look
I
at
don't
the
know
back
why.
yet. Don't
I'm not gonna look
the
at
back
it. I don't know why, but it's this one that I want to hit first. All right.
Okay, good one.
That felt good.
All right, so we're gonna leave that there. Now you can look at it.
Yep.
You picked the
This is the yes.
You picked
okay.
the sexy looking one. It's all good.
Yeah.
But they're pretty close though, right? So that ball just went 139 in the air. Perfect landing angle. Slightly low spin, but really good. Really good.
Felt better.
Okay. So
Wait, one swing felt better.
right. So 2 things happened. One, obviously ball speed was wonderful. We got good separation. This is helping us choose the correct 7-iron because you got to hit 2 9-irons.
Yeah.
We're not going to blend backwards.
Right.
There'd be no reason to go T200 in a 9-iron and T100S in a 7, right?
Right.
We don't want to go
No.
less forgiving
We'll be
as we
all
go
over the
along.
place, right. Yeah.
So if we stopped there, we'd say T200.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's see if there's going to be a break. Pretty good.
Yep. Okay.
You don't need to hit 2.
No, that one felt better.
You don't need to hit 2.
You know what that is?
T200.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you before you look, but I'm sure you could tell.
You just hit that one 182 yards in the air with great spin and still holding over 45 degrees of landing angle, right?
Land angle, yeah.
So we really did well there. Let's go back to one of your 7s that we liked. Yeah, we got our 10 miles an hour separation. So we needed our 10 miles an hour separation. So we're okay in a 5-iron still T200. So we didn't need to break yet. Let's see if it's a 4.
Yeah.
So here's the same 4-iron with a graphite shaft.
Where do you feel this thing?
Here's a blended set. We don't just blend sets with head differences, we can blend them with shaft differences. So let's see what happens here. Thank you very much, I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. So what are we looking for? We're looking for 128, 129 ball speed. What do we get?
129.4.
All right, that club earned a potential spot in the bag, but let's not assume. Let's try one other thing.
Never assume.
So here's the same shaft, but here's
Utility?
instead of T200, now we're U505.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if this gives us even better landing. All right, now that's
Wow, jeez.
that's something you don't have in your bag right now.
No, I don't have that.
Okay.
The closest thing I have to that is my 3 hybrid.
So we got our ball speed,
Yep.
even higher. 197 carry, landing at 43 degrees. That's only a couple degrees off of where your 7-iron is.
Yeah,
Now, we did get your 7-iron up to 47, 48, which is great, but you don't have that in your 4-iron right now.
No.
As a fitter, I then have to tell you that the 4-iron, I'm strongly recommending going into a graphite shaft from steel. That gives us the contact we're looking for.
Yeah.
It is still your call and your preference on the look of the two, because they are dramatically different, right?
The reason I'm okay with this though, even though it's a different look from the 3, it's kind of, to me, feels like a nice bridge between the 3 and the hybrid.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's
right?
it
Because you look at the hybrid, you look, and this becomes like this nice in-betweener.
We're not talking about just fitting a 7-iron saying, here's your set, sir, let's go.
Right.
No, no, no. You're buying a custom set of clubs built for you based on the fitting that you and I are having together and the performance we're seeing in hand off of grass. So we're going to build you through the gap wedge. So the interesting thing that I thought was great was I did not expect you to go to T300. And I don't think we expected to stay in the same head, considering that you were already doing a blended set.
Right.
Now we did a blended set, but we did it with a shaft.
It's a mild blend.
Mild blend.
Yeah, a mild
that is
blend.
so cool.
I like that.
All right, guys, another successful fitting. Now let me tell you about the giveaway. The link is in the description below. So hit that link, go there, and you have multiple ways to win an entire set. Yes, that's right, an entire set of these beautiful irons. We're gonna let you go get fit, and then we're gonna have them customly built for you. How awesome. It's like a $1,700 value, probably even more. Guys, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because we're gonna be doing a ton of these videos and a ton of giveaways, and we'll see you next time.